Hello, here's a little bit of advice on Valley Garmanda from a white mage perspective. I'm gonna try to go over both tips and tricks and like what kind of cooldowns I use in what situation. This video is of my second clear ever, so it's not very clean, but I think that's a more realistic uh, experience, especially during prog. Skip ahead a little bit to Spicicle. So here we go. The first bicycle is going to go right. Generally, the traditional strategy is to go all the way to the left to the corner here. You can see it's kind of about halfway up this circle. And then I wait for one to curve towards me, and then the second to curve towards me. So 1, 2, and then I move to, if you imagine that this corner goes to this and this, it makes like a little triangle. So inside that triangle, the front ones are always going to explode first. And so after the first couple front ones explode, you can move forward a little bit, so you don't have to worry about the back ice bombs exploding. And then you just kind of shimmy. There's going to be plenty of ray wides, plenty of ray wides. A lot of them come with damage over times as well. So for the volcanic eruption, I only ever look to the right. So if I see it's not exploding, I know it's safe. If I see it is exploding, the other side is safe. You never have to check both sides. So I go over here, and there's 3 faded AoEs. Wait for the third one, and then you're good to move back. So after this, it's pairs, and anytime there's like a beak, wing, claw is what I call the mechanic where Valley Garmanda has the 3 tells. You have to do partners in this phase, and I have a starting position, and then I adjust from my starting position. It makes it a lot easier to like mentally handle it. So I always go to my little spot here, and if it is wings, or if she does the swirl, then yeah, I can just stay here and I'm perfectly safe. If she does claws, I just go back pretty far back, about here. And if she does beak, which she's about to do, I go all the way to this. Anywhere along this little slide is fine as long as you're with your partner, right? So it goes up, and then the partner explosions go off. And it was a little scary, but you've actually got plenty of time before any more damage comes out to top everybody back off. So this mountain fire is the tank buster, so there's actually not any raid wides for quite a while after that. For this tank buster, I generally alternate between either whatever this button is called, the little shield, Aqua Veil, and then Tetragrammaton. After each, I kind of just pick one, or before obviously for the shields and Aqua Veil. It's not super critical that you always get it right, because it doesn't actually hit that hard, so generally tanks can take this on their own. It just helps them out. As for the dodging, it's kind of your choice. You can go farther back when you're learning, and you've got more of a safe spot, but you're going to have to run farther. So I like to be about where I am, maybe a little bit closer. Getting comfortable with where the safe spots are is just a matter of time. Obviously, you want to put like a line from Valley Garmanda through the tower to wherever you're standing. So anytime these come up, these are going to be stacks with the light parties. There's some twists on them later, but they're all very, very simple, and they can all be resolved the same way as a healer. They're always going to spawn on you, and every single time you're just going to go to your spot. This one's going to drop 3 puddles, and this is about the hardest hitting thing in the fight, honestly. So generally I will use Lily Bell or Litany of the Bell for this, because it's quite a bit of repeated damage. And one more, so either like Bubble or Wings or Plenary Indulgence or something like that. You can't really overheal this, as long as you don't blow everything. But especially if you're learning, it's good to just, better to heal too much, So 1 puddle, 2 puddle, 3 puddle. I find this strategy where you just move forward is a lot better than the other common one, which is where you start in the corners and move together. When you start in the corners, your heals don't reach the other party, so it's a lot harder to heal everybody else. But with this, everybody's close enough. Let's see, it's nice. And you can see here, since they didn't get out their time, they have a pretty heavy damage over time on them. This will often kill them. Again, I checked the volcano. And you can kind of think of it as a volcano is followed up by partners, right? So same thing, volcano. She does wings, so I just stay in my spot. Nice and easy. So this is a spread, but it's very, very forgiving. The circles are very small, so you can kind of just, wing it. You don't necessarily need to assign parties, but since we're ranged and healers, generally we'll float towards the back and give space up front for the melee. You can see the circles are very small. We have some more raid lives, and then we've got. If we're told, I believe this is
nothing the world's gamiest healer can't fix.
So ad phase. It looks a lot scarier than it is. It does hit decently hard, and it hits harder the longer the ad phase goes on. But the dodging the mechanics with your party is actually quite easy because you're only ever going to be in 2 pizza slices when you're killing the first beacon. So you're either going to be in this pizza slice right here, so you can see it's kind of on the edge of the circle. And so this is close enough so that the melees can still damage things, or you're going to be in this pizza slice, and you're just going to alternate back and forth.
Maybe. I don't know, rabbits are kind of gamey, aren't they?
They're going to panic and kind of...
I haven't had rabbits before,
it's not necessary.
So I would know.
So we're going to go to this pizza slice, and then we're going to go back to this pizza slice to the right, so you just step right and left.
Yeah.
Wings is really, really good for this because the duration is long enough, especially with Divine Caress. And once you move to the center beacon, you're just going from this pizza slice to this pizza slice, back and forth. It's the same thing where melee are fine. They can actually hit it from this pizza slice. So same thing, I go to the left here, if I do it right, and that's it. And then once the last ad is down, he won't fire another beam. Oh, there's big dogs outside. He won't fire another beam, so you don't have to worry about this. This just goes away. Truly Disaster looks scary. That dog just did a big poop. But it does hit hard, but the 3 hits that it does are very, very far apart, so you have a lot of time to heal people back up in between. As you can see, there's the first hit, and I haven't finished the sentence. I can really finish the sentence. There's the second. And then there's a lot more flashy stuff, and then there's a third. So you don't really have to go crazy for that. This does, of course, put the permanent damage over time, but it's very, very gentle, and the amount of healing that you normally do, just dealing with the raid wide and stuff, will generally take care of it. Obviously, this stacks with another damage over time, so we're going to get Lightning Phase first. So it's either Ice Phase or Lightning Phase first. It's random, but you'll always go through both. So again, you see the red timers, and once again, as a healer, it's always going to be on you, and it's the same thing where you just go to the exact same spot, and you let it resolve, and that's it. There's a third one with ice, and it's the same thing where you just stand right here and let it explode. Hail of Feathers. Litany of the Bell is perfect for this because of the repeated hits. The easiest way to not get overwhelmed by all the circles is to just look at the first one here, and then realize you want to be as far away from that as you can reasonably get, and then you're going to go, okay, to the right, I want to be as far away from this as I can reasonably get, and then this one, so you'll go here, and then you'll go like here, and you'll go around here. It's better to be safe than sorry. The damage ramp up as you go towards the feathers is actually quite steep. So respect the feathers. So again, this one went off, so this one's about to go off, so I just want to be After this, you can just go to this corner, and this one, far one, and then these two, so you can just hang out in the back. And then after that, after this last feather, you see that black mage is too close. You can just stand here, and then the rest of the mechanic resolves itself as long as they control the feather in time. And so this looks a lot more complicated, especially when it's like explained in videos and stuff, but it's really, really simple. All you have to do is there are two spots, right? Depending on if you get ice or lightning. If I'm just going to assume you're in light party 1, which is my light party, so the left side. So as a healer, if you're getting lightning, you're going to be standing in this square. If you're getting ice, you're going to be standing in this square. That's all you have to worry about. So I get lightning, and I'm going to mess this up, but I should be standing right here. And then if it was ice, I should be standing in this corner. So you can see second clear.
Yes.
So I'm still quite rusty on this. And then claws. And in Thunder Phase, it's going to be, instead of partners, it's going to be beta AoEs. So claws will happen, and then you just have to move. See? Because then the beta AoEs happen, and of course people get clipped. So this is fortunately something that you can kind of rely on your party. This is just stay with your party. You want to be up and in the lane that there's no lasers. So this is the second lane here. If you think about it this way, like lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, that's kind of how I imagine it, and you want to be up top. So again, ice. So if I'm ice, I go in this back corner. And again, if I was thunder, I would go right here. So again, you can see it wings, and that's going to be another beta AoE, so essentially all that means is after it goes off, just move. And that's the end of Thunder Phase. So we have this. This is dead easy. Just press your knockback resist. You don't have to worry about any of this stuff in the back. It's just essentially just a fancy rig light. Ray lights, and then this is frost phase, ice phase, cold phase. Drink some water. Again, same thing. The red timer is going to come up as a healer. You just stand in the exact same spot. The tanks are going to leave, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, same thing. Anytime that red timer comes up, just go stand on your marker. So, first avalanche, we're just going to avoid it. And again, this is wing, beak, claw, so it's beak, so we're going to avoid it right over here. This looks a lot scarier than it is. There's only ever two patterns for this, and the easiest way to understand it is if you look to the front, there's going to be an ice circle either here or right here. And the safe spot is going to be between these two. You're going to go out to around here, and this will be the safe spot. Again, if it was on the other side, you go out to around here. So all you ever have to do is look at these front, and it's only ever going to be these two patterns. Again, it's really easy if you put a marker in those safe spots as well. As you can see, there's the safe spot, this one. If it spawned here, the safe spot would be around here. You've got a little bit of time to adjust. And this is just spreads, a little bit wider than the old ones, so just give them a good berth. So again, Spicicle, it's the same. You've probably seen Spicicle a lot already, since it's the first mechanic. So first one goes to the left, we're going to go to the right. This one's a little bit different because there's a chance you might have to turn back. But again, we're going to wait for the first one towards us, second one towards us, we're going to go to this little triangle. And if since it's coming from this side, we can just stay still, or even shimmy a little bit over this way. If it was coming from this side, we would stay here and be patient and wait again for one ice. Here, I'll show you which ones we're waiting for. This, we're going to wait for that to go off, and then one more, that to go off. And after those two, we would go back to where we started. You're think of it as falling behind the icicles. Oh, sorry, and then it's the third one. Excuse me. But since we don't have to, we're fine. As for dodging these circles, again, I generally just the front ones are going to explode first, so I generally float towards the back and then shoot at. Excuse me, claw, I guess, so we're just gonna go out. Again, these ice, you see how it's on the left this time, so the safe spot's gonna be on the right. Don't worry about the avalanche, just take care of the safe spot. We've got plenty of time to get out of the way. Except unless you're this guy. This is just a move. And this is a nice, easy spread. As a healer, again, I just kind of go to my back corner.
No, Suyu, you must fight. For Item Apple desire you to live.
Luna's having a lot of fun doing whatever they're doing. That's pretty much the whole fight. After this is going to be the Tank Buster mechanic again, and then essentially Enrage. So if you can get Ice Phase and Thunder Phase down, then you clear it. So you can see essentially nothing else is going to happen. It's just a secret good raid result. So Tank Busters, the exact same as last time. And that's the clear. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm sorry if any of this was a little incomprehensible. But yeah.